Asabaro, Starfish Entertainment.
But to me the beat.
Me no one proof, me no one rule. Me just want do the music that is really cool. Me just want say this generation feel my groove. This generation feel my groove. Me just want pull up, me just want sing.
Put your hands together for Dr. Nck as he shares his inspirational story, his trials, his struggles, and successes. I'll be sitting now here. My boss says I should sit beside doctors.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Next, you.
You have to learn, you have to develop the skills and the strategies to navigate. So much so that sometimes when there is this thing that is going to kill people and it's coming, you look at yourself and say, I've dealt with Goliath before, I think I can handle this. You get what I'm saying? Because you have the skills and the technique. Now, for starters, there are a few people who know me, she knows me. I'm not a poor man. I'm not rich. I've never stepped hungry though. But you know the beautiful thing? I went to primary school without shoes. Alright? I went to primary school without shoes. And you know Kambe is a very cold place. And going and there was no time. So there were this laterite and you're walking there with everything laterite, very cold mornings. And going from one end to the other. It's not funny. Then, when I was in class 7, my father had a scholarship. He was an artist to go to Zambia and study. So there was nobody to pay my fees. And therefore, I had to repeat class 7 just to wait for him. And when he came, I wrote the common entrance and passed to go to CPC Bali. And he didn't have money to pay my deposit in time, so the places in CPC Bali were full. By the time he had a little money to pay, there was no place, and so I was directed to JMBC in June. But the day I was going to CPC Bali, I remember I traveled in a Land Rover and I was wearing shorts. My father put 500 francs, I can't remember it was paper or coin, in my pocket, and then he tied it with a string from the inside, so there's no fall. Okay? When I went to JMBC, what I was constantly aware of was my poor background, poverty. But probably before I even tell you about that, when I was repeating the class 7 in Kambe, my father came as a primary school teacher. He was teaching in another village called Tabiken, and therefore I was living alone in this farm state. And what you have to understand, probably many of you will have it, you see that you come to, if you look at these tiles on the floor, this would be the family plot of X, the family plot of Y, and so on. So the families are dotted. Does it make some sense? Mm-hmm. And then I was living alone in our own place, and it was pretty scary. But what I knew, I was conscious of our level of poverty. And you know, like a class 7 child, you will come back from school and you will go playing football, right? But I never did that. I would come, get something to eat, then take a basket and go into the farm to pick the coffee beans. Because I knew the coffee beans was going to get, that was my source of livelihood, and I didn't joke with that. So it was discipline. So discipline started a long time ago, and there's no way you're going to succeed in anything without discipline. Self-discipline, that's it. Yep. Am I speaking to somebody?
Yep.
Good. And then, so here I am. I go to JMBC Doom, and they had this thing they called the 5C Club. The 5C Club was an agricultural club, and I loved agriculture so much that I had the best bed. I grew the best tomatoes and the best lettuce, and I sold them to those white people, and I made some money. That's when my entrepreneurship skills started. And don't forget, of course, when I was in primary school, I was selling firewood. Okay? When you begin to go up, and like I've seen somewhere, when you begin to go up, they also begin to learn how to go down on your knees. Am I talking to somebody? Otherwise, pride will kill you. It's very important. Pride will kill you. I'm just bringing some character traits. I'm using it to bring some character traits so we learn from them, right? Is it helping? Yes. And always listen to others, even the dull and the ignorant, but they do have their own story. Emotional intelligence is very, very important. There was one day I was walking on the commercial avenue, you know where Hovareigns is? Commercial avenue. I came down from that roundabout, and I was walking down on the right side of the road. And I'm deep in my thoughts, and I'm walking, and then a young man approaches me and greets me. For a long time, nobody has ever greeted me like that. He greeted me, he looked into my eyes and said, "Good morning, Dr. Ngwanyam." The way he greeted me, I stepped back again and I looked at him, and I could see an angel blessing me. Do you understand what I'm saying? The way he poured love in the greetings. He had some attention. And I looked at him and said, "If this guy were an angel, would have given me everything." And I never took it for granted. We should pay attention with the way we communicate with each other. Okay? It's very, very important. Pay attention. And listen. I might have the whole world. But this is it. When you have the right spirit, you will buy a lot in nature without money. God will give you a lot of things that rich people cannot buy. Do you understand me? God will give you a lot of things that rich people cannot buy. You have it not because you have money. It's God's favor. It's very, very important. And when you are able to see that, it keeps you humble. And the next thing is, what you have is not for you. Like I read somewhere, when the mango tree bears fruits, it's not for the tree, right? So you now see why I'm very particular about youth affairs. You now see, I pay a lot of attention because I'm aware of the so many youth that dropped around me when I was growing. Why did they drop? What can I do to help something pop up? It's very important. And when I went, for all the studies that I went, I studied in Qs. I studied in Nairobi, I studied in London. I never paid a fund. No, I never paid a fund. It was the scholarship from your mother. You know, the tax that your mother paid, government took it and paid my fees, right? So I studied with your money. So I shouldn't take it for granted and keep it around. Is it making sense? And therefore, I also have a duty to do what? To give back. It's very important. I have a duty to give back. So I'm showing the little pockets of things that I went through. Oh, by the way, in 2000 when I got to age 50, when I got to age 50, I stopped operating. You see me today, I'm 65. But if you see my picture when I was 50, I look older than I am today. Yes, probably you do. I look older, I'm much younger at 65 than when I was 50. I suffered from burnout. When she was talking, I understood. I don't want to tell you the story. How did I get to that place? And it comes slowly, and it's killing you, and it's killing you, and it's killing you. And it comes when you are trying to satisfy people. Hello? Never try to make anybody happy. You will not make it. I was trying to please people. If you try to please people, they will kill you. It got to a point when I realized that if the day that realization came to me, I said, "Thank you, God." You remove your skin, use your skin, put it down as a carpet for people to walk in it, they will still insult you. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you get to that point, then you say, "I'm not doing it again." There's so many stories. Let me take it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr.